Jake, what were you about to ask us?
Okay, so I'm the only one left in this group that hasn't played The Witcher 3, right?
Yep.
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
You were the only one that hasn't beat it.
Yeah.
Even Cheyenne's beaten it.
All right. Just that's what I wanted to ask. There was nothing crazy.
The world shook the night that she finished it.
It's true.
No,
Yeah, we'll
guess.
talk about it in a minute because I was
Yeah.
actually going to bring that up.
Cool.
But before I do a quick intro here, we have two of the three people who suffered at the hands of a certain chip last week.
Oh my God.
And I would like to know how the after effects, how you guys handled that. The
For me, it wasn't that bad. Like I didn't have that spicy of a butt.
I like that spicy of a butt. It wasn't that spicy.
Yeah.
My ass only burned a little bit.
Yeah. I've still got some left.
What?
Some asshole left is what I mean.
Oh, okay. I was like, you're still having spicy shits? Oh my god.
No.
I thought that's what you were saying.
For me, it was awful. After I drank I only drank half a glass of milk. I was like fine. As soon as I was able to drink the milk, it was fine. And I felt fine for about a solid 45 minutes to an hour. But then when Allie got home, she texted me, said, "Hey, come help me unload the groceries real quick." So I go out to the car, I bring everything in, and I start putting stuff in the fridge.
You start getting nauseous?
No, I feel like there is a living creature inside of my stomach trying to get out. I stop what I'm doing. I'm in the middle of putting away all the cold foods. I stop and I put my hands on the fucking kitchen counter, and I brace myself, have my legs twisted, and I'm doubling over. And all of a sudden, I look at Allie and it's like, I think I'm about to throw up. So I haul ass to the bathroom, and I puke profusely.
I bet that was unpleasant.
It was so unpleasant because it was a dairy puke, which always smells fantastic,
and thick.
B, yes, it was thick.
So it comes through your
C,
nose.
It was spicy.
Spicy milk, baby.
And so I'm sitting in the bathroom, violently throwing up. I break out into cold sweats. My clothes is sticking to me, so this might be too much information, but I literally stripped down to nothing.
Yes.
I'm wearing absolutely nothing.
Just in the fetal position on the bathroom floor?
No, I'm just standing going like, Then my stomach decides, hey, we're going to shit too.
Yeah.
Nice.
While I'm mid-hurl. So I'm like, I don't know what to do. It's still coming out of my mouth.
Sit on the toilet as fast as possible and grab the trash can.
The trash can was full.
Dump it on the floor.
Oh, fucking well.
But
try to make it into the tub.
I sat down and I Hershey squirted out lava. Then I stood back up and continued throwing up. And it was so bad. I was sour cream white by the time I finished. And I didn't finish throwing up for like 10 minutes. And the last bit that I threw up was straight. Honest to God, it was like my stomach had gathered all the spice and put it into one big glob. And that was the last bit.
So what you're saying is you're ready for next year.
No, I will never do that again.
Should have had a nanner.
Absolutely never will do that again.
Should have had a nanner.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Then I took a shower and I just sat in the shower and like with my head on my knees. I was just sitting there going.
I just see you as fucking Spider-Man and Into the Spider-Verse after Mary Jane and him get divorced. And
Yep.
He's just sitting in the shower with his suit on.
That's basically where I was, but I was completely naked, just sitting there going.
My bowel movement was more like spicy brown mustard, but like lava version of that.
It was.
And when I went to wipe, I was surprised that it wasn't like soaked in blood. Because it was so painful. It was like shooting a porcupine.
I didn't eat anything the rest of the day. I couldn't.
It's not pleasant.
The next morning,
I cannot even imagine what would have happened to me if I had done it.
I have no clue. You'd probably still be suffering.
You'd be in the hospital right now.
Yeah, probably.
No, it was not pleasant. 10 out of 10. Don't recommend.
It sounds awful.
It was.
But hey, the numbers are looking good so far.
Oh, dude, that was awful.
Oh, my God.
I didn't really eat anything until like almost 72 hours later.
Ooh, God damn.
It was brutal.
Didn't you go to work the next day? No, you said you were off.
No, I was off. I was very thankful I was off.
Yeah, I can imagine. That would have been pretty fucking terrible.
Yeah.
I had to get up for class at 8 in the morning the next day.
Oh, man.
Nope.
Yep.
Oh.
That was a thing. And I could feel it as it went down.
Spicy farts or anything?
No, I could feel it as it like traveled like down my small intestine and all the way around. And
I got to enjoy the spice twice.
I got to enjoy. Awesome. Was it twice as nice the second time?
No.
Did you suffer again? Did it linger in your mouth a little bit?
You know, I think the stomach acid mixed with the spice kind of neutralized a lot of it. Because it burned still, don't get me wrong. Especially the bits that went up my nose. But it wasn't as bad.
It's like reverse mace.
Yeah, your stomach probably was like, because, you know, stomachs they're sentient, you know.
They're like, yeah, no.
I've dissolved enough of this. It's time to leave.
Yep. My body was just like,
time.
Yeah, no, this ain't staying down here, Chief. Get ready.
Yeah, it handled it enough to neutralize some of the spiciness. Could you have imagined if it went fresh into your nose?
Oh, no. No.
Crush it up and snort it?
Oh.
No, thanks.
Oh, I kind of want to see if somebody's done that on YouTube. I bet you they have.
Probably. There's no fucking idiots.
Ooh, that'd be terrible.
That.
Yeah.
The next day, actually, I got a call from, my wife was talking to her mom, so my mother-in-law. And they were saying that they were trying to get my niece, my 11-year-old niece, to do it.
And you were like, yo, it's nothing.
No, I straight up told them, I said, you do not let that little girl do that.
You're like, that's child abuse.
Basically, that is child abuse. Elective child abuse.
Don't be doing that.
What? Oh, man. So, I heard you had a little bit of a baby scare last night.
Yeah, I mean, it should be happening
any second now.
Any second, literally. I'm waiting for her to text me right now.
I mean, like I'm sure she would. I mean, I'm sure she feels the same, but it literally looks like her gut is about to explode.
Yeah, she's been contracting nonstop for like a week and a half. She's absolutely miserable.
Yeah, it sounds miserable.
You know what would be awesome content if you had to jump up in the middle of the show. You're like, fuck.
It would be. It would actually be really awesome. And then just the rest of the video, I don't even close my stuff.
Yeah, just leave it up the whole time. I can hear you just rummaging around like, fuck, trying to clean the house up before you're gone for like 4 days.
Yeah, it's going to be a trip.
Is she still working?
Technically, she's still on the schedule, but her bosses were like, yeah, no, if you're not feeling it, don't come in. We don't care. All your shifts are covered anyways.
God damn.
So, no, her boss is really cool. And
that would be hardcore.
It's hilarious to me because she has this like sense of guilt, like, no, I should go to work because I'm on the schedule. When for the last like month and a half, she's been the only manager. So whenever any other manager calls out, which they're doing constantly, she's the one that goes in. So I'm like, no, you covered for them. Let them cover for you. Like, it's only fair, especially when you were coming in at 8.5 months pregnant.
Especially, yeah, especially when they had 9 months of preparation to get ready for it.
Well, they did prep. It's just they're shitty managers.
I feel like whatever whatever they skipped for is way less important than what she's, calling out for.
More than likely.
Birthing.
No, I'm worried they're going to hear this and they're not going to like me. But
Chris says birthing.
Birthing. But no, like we went and had lunch today, and all the old wives' tales that they tell you about trying to. Well, you guys might not know, but the old wives' tales about inducing labor. You walk, you eat spicy foods. I almost bought her a chip.
What?
No, I'm kidding. It's a joke. But like you eat spicy foods, and then there's pressure points, like acupressure points that you can hit to help. I don't know.
You howl at the moon at night.
Basically,
yeah, that probably helps a little too.
Sacrifice a lamb,
Yeah,
but we're the walking and stuff. We walked around the mall, and she was not having it.
Jump on the trampoline. That'll help.
She has a big exercise ball that she sits on and bounces on.
That can't be. God, I couldn't imagine that sloshing around in there.
Well, according to her right now, there's no room for sloshing around. So
that's even worse. You could probably put a fucking a mold on the bottom and fucking jump, and you could get an imprint of the baby's face at this point.
Yeah, it's not been fun, and all the pre-birth things that she's experiencing that I'm not going to go into detail on because that's really personal.
Oh, why not?
I'm not having it, dude. I know it's very typical man that he's going to be gross. No,
I don't want to hear either. I really don't want to hear either.
They say childbirth is a beautiful experience, and it is, but it is gross to get to as well.
Yeah, can't say I'm excited. Well, anyway, welcome to the Nerdy Cell Podcast. We're gonna have a really quick intro, real quick. Cheyenne's dead again. She's off on vacation, 45 minutes from me. Couldn't be bothered to show up tonight. So she's dead. I'm your host, Matt. I'm joined by Jake and Chris. We're going to talk about Nightmare of the Wolf. You may have heard of it. It's a Witcher movie, anime thing that came out on Netflix 2 weeks ago. Was it 2 weeks ago?
It was about 2 weeks ago.
I think it was the last Friday in August. I think. Maybe. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Yeah, we won't be talking about Shang-Chi this week. It really just snuck up on us. I think I'm the only person that's seen it. Maybe Cheyenne's seen it, but
I would love to go see it, but knowing my luck, going to labor.
It was, it was good. It was really good. So if all of us get to see it by next week, we'll talk about it. If not, it'll be a couple weeks. We'll get
real quick. I want you guys to listen to this. It's very important if you have Disney Plus that you watch that Marvel one-off All Hail the King before seeing Shang-Chi.
Wait, what is it? What is that?
Mm-hmm. It's a little one-off. It's almost like if they did post-credit scene, but longer. It was like a 15-minute post-credit scene. You know how they set up things for future movies to come?
Yeah, for what, though?
This set up the Ten Rings and Shang-Chi and all that. Because it went back to... I don't want to ask questions about the movie, and I don't want to give away a lot in this one-off, but it involves the Mandarin from Iron Man 3.
Uh-huh, yeah.
He's in that one-off.
Uh-huh.
So I'm going to assume, because I haven't seen Shang-Chi yet, that you had
I don't care about spoiling it for the audience. I just care about spoiling it for you guys.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say anything.
Chris, I'm just going to make an assumption here that you won't know why the actor Ben Kingsley is captured by the real Ten Rings unless you watch that one-off. So make sure you watch that.
Yeah, I'll check it out. I don't know if I'll be able to get into a theater and watch it. I mean, if I can find a basically empty-ass theater and go in there, I'm sure my nursing program wouldn't give a shit, but they definitely
are discouraging.
I bet if you go late as fuck on a
or
Tuesday
early in the
night,
morning.
Yeah, they would definitely
early as fuck
take
in the
issue
morning
with me being in a crowded-ass theater, even with a mask, even though I'm vaccinated.
Yeah,
I work with patients that are extra
Yeah,
vulnerable.
my best
and
my
I
best
can't
bet
take
for you
chances.
would be early, like
yeah, if
the
not,
first
you're
showing.
gonna have to wait till October to see it, or we could just review it. Just me and Jake and Cheyenne. It doesn't really matter. But anyway, we're gonna talk about Nightmare of the Wolf, and probably some more Witcher, like Witcher 3 here in a few minutes. We're probably gonna just bullshit about it, but we're gonna get through Nightmare of the Wolf and just kind of just talk. There's no real this. We're throwing it back to like when we first started. There's no real hardcore topic tonight. We're just gonna bullshit, and just yeah, we're just gonna see where the conversation goes. It might not even be a full-fledged review of Nightmare of the Wolf. Who knows? We'll see how long it takes. But real quick, I did want to say something that came up about 4 or 5 hours ago. Sad news. Actor Michael K. Williams died today.
Yeah, I just saw that.
Died within the last day or two. He was found dead in his apartment in New York City.
Yep.
I've never seen The Wire, but he had apparently a pretty prominent role in The Wire. But I know him most from he was the father in Lovecraft Country.
Mm-hmm.
Atticus's father.
Wow, they're right. I forgot about that.
He was did a great job acting in that, and I've seen him in countless movies. I mean, he's prolific, I would say. If you don't know who I'm talking about, he's got a pretty. If you see him, I'm sure you'll recognize him because he has a scar that goes across his face. I'm not sure exactly what that's from, but if you see him, you'll recognize him. But sad news, unfortunately. I don't know if there was any plans for him to be in season 2 of Lovecraft Country, but unfortunately, I don't think he will be now.
Yeah.
Let's see. He was in The Wire. He was in the Assassin's Creed movie.
Oh, yes, he was. Yeah, he totally was. Yeah. That's right. Yeah, I should have looked up a bunch of stuff. I'm sorry.
I'm on IMDb right now.
I was literally in the bathroom browsing Twitter before we started recording and saw it. And I was like, oh, fuck, I should probably bring that up.
He was in the all-females Ghostbusters movie. Like you said earlier, The Wire. He's done some voice acting, I guess, for video games because he's in NBA 2K.
He was in the newest. Yeah, he was in 2K.
He also was a backup dancer.
He was in Battlefield 4, Sergeant Kimball, if you know who that is.
Yes, yep.
So,
he lent his face and everything. So yeah, he was like in the game, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, he's been around.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Sad news.
Yep, it's too bad. I don't know if there's any news about how or why, but I don't think we're gonna get into that.
We're not at liberty to discuss that, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think we should anyway, regardless. But anyway, did you guys want to start with just go ahead and start with Nightmare of the Wolf and talk about that for a little bit?
Let's jump right in.
Should we talk about how my Witcher updates? Or?
Yeah, so we'll give a Witcher update real quick, and then we'll go to Nightmare of the Wolf, and then we can talk about Witcher 3 if you want. So go for it.
I finally finished all the mainline books. The only one left I have is Season of Storms, but that one's outside of
it's
the
a
main
prequel.
story. Okay.
It's an actual novel. The whole thing is just one story. It takes place between The Last Wish and Sword of Destiny, though. It's like it's in between some of those short stories.
Okay.
So it's way before the novels.
I only have that book left to finish, and I'm kind of bummed because I've really been enjoying going through these books. I bought my first copy of The Last Wish. I'm going to start my physical collection. I actually found a really cool cover because most of the covers you find now are of the Netflix
Witcher
series.
2 graphics. Oh yeah, in that one, yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's just the School of the Wolf emblem on front of it.
Yeah,
really
it looks like the one from the first game. But
I'll send a picture and we can put it up on our Instagram.
Oh yes, send it to Cheyenne. She'll post it. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to start my collection of books. And I don't mind that it was a used book, and I don't mind that it's used because I didn't physically read them, but it makes me feel like I physically read them.
For me, the hardest part about buying a book and like looking at it or like wanting to crack it open is it's gonna get fucked up. Like the edges are gonna get worn, and there's gonna be a fucking crease in the spine, and then it's gonna look shitty, and it's super annoying.
But it was cool. It was only like $4, so I wasn't too mad about that. But then I have finally started my playthrough of The Witcher 3. Haven't gotten too far. I spent about 4 hours the first night I played it, and then about an hour and a half to 2 hours yesterday. Haven't made too much progress. I've only gotten through the prologue, so but I am definitely enjoying it.
Yeah, we'll talk about that more in a minute. But
Okay.
What did you guys think? What did you guys think of Nightmare of the Wolf? Just initial thoughts.
I love the animation.
Yep,
It was cool.
Castlevania Studio. Yep, looked like Castlevania. Loved it.
I thought the sound mixing could have used some work because I could barely hear them talking, but the music was loud as shit.
Yeah, I did have to put subtitles on
Yeah.
because I did not understand what Vesemir was saying to the Leshen.
Yep, me either.
I just had it automatically on, so I didn't experience that issue.
I watched it late at night, so Allie had already gone to bed, Miles has already gone to bed, and so I had the TV turned down, obviously to be, respectful of them sleeping. And it got to a point. It got to a point where it was so bad that I stopped watching it like streaming on my TV and went through my Xbox Netflix app so I could plug in headphones and listen. And it worked. It was nice, but even then the audio was rough. But
maybe that says more about your sound system.
Well, it's a TV. I don't have a sound system.
I don't have
That's
one
your
either.
problem. That's your problem.
Yeah, let me just set up my 4-piece sound system in my apartment.
Yeah, you fucking idiot. But yeah, no, I agree with those concerns. Yeah,
That's the only complaint I have.
perfectly valid concerns.
I thought it was badass. Like the way it opened was pretty
Yep.
cool.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was pretty awesome. Yeah, anyone that hasn't seen it, too bad. We're probably gonna talk about it.
Spoiler
That
warning.
fight was really cool. So yeah, it starts where with some random passerbys. They're just chilling in the forest trying to fix their wagon. And Leshen comes out and starts fucking slaughtering them really brutally.
Do you want to explain what a Leshen is?
Well, yeah, Leshen's it's a Witcher monster. It controls nature things. It's like it's weird because the the one I'm most familiar with is the one in the game because Geralt doesn't really deal with. I can't even remember. He might talk about fighting Leshens. They call them Leshies in the book, which don't like that pronunciation of it. It sounds weird, but you only hear about them in the books. Really, there's not really any specific times I remember
I was gonna
Geralt
say,
fighting one.
I don't remember any time in the book where he's
They're
fought
known
a
as some of the upper tier in terms of like the echelon of monsters in that world. But yeah, they're basically forest monsters. They look like trees. They control trees and animals and like crows and like wolves and stuff.
and branches.
And and like I said, I like the game version better. I think they look way cooler because they're like really tall, skinny trees with deer or like elk skeletons for heads. They look fucking awesome. But I didn't hate the design of it in the anime movie. I thought it looked cool. But it did a really good job slaughtering those people.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it took no prisoners.
No, not at all. The fight scene was really cool. Between Geralt and the Leshen. It was really creepy when it was like talking
Vesemir?
to him. When it was,
Yeah.
did I say? Who did I say? Did I
You
say
said
Geralt?
Geralt. Yeah.
Fuck Vesemir. Sorry. Just not used to having any Vesemir action.
Right?
But yeah, that was actually, I mean, the story was pretty good. I liked the story. I liked seeing. Go ahead.
Is it canon? Or is this just
it's canon to the Netflix show.
Oh, to the Netflix show. Okay. So I'm going to say Vesemir still has his arm in the game.
He didn't lose his arm.
He didn't lose it. That was his. That was
like a
that was
hallucination.
hallucination.
Oh, that was a hallucination. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was like, whoa, what the fuck? When,
me
when
too.
when he lost his arm, I was like, okay, that's a stretch. Damn, all right, fuck Vesemir, I guess. And then it was just hallucination, and I was like, oh, all right, cool. He didn't lose his arm.
I need to finish the show. I think I have like 2 episodes left.
I like how they were still doing like the politics of it, and it was cool to see Kaer Morhen when it wasn't in ruins.
Yeah,
Yeah,
when
that
it was
nice.
like
Yep.
When there was
pumping out
more
witchers.
than 2 fucking witchers there. Yeah.
Yep.
That red haired witcher. I haven't seen it in 2 weeks. I don't remember a lot of their names. Unfortunately, I've still only seen it once.
Yeah. The one that had
he
the
was
green
funny.
bandana and the red hair.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He was pretty funny.
Yeah, it was funny.
I think what I liked most, honestly, about what this movie at least just gave me outside of the actual movie was just Vesemir. Like,
Yeah.
I get more backstory on Vesemir. You only hear about the fact that he's old as fuck and that he taught Geralt, Eskel, Lambert, and what is the other guy's name?
Does it start with a C?
I don't ever. Ah, god damn it! I don't remember because they don't ever talk about him after the first fucking book ever again. And he's not in any of the games because he dies in the beginning of the first game. Fuck.
Doesn't he
Okay.
die in a book too? I'm pretty sure he dies in a book.
Oh, he does?
Because there's like at the end of the book when they're putting Geralt and Yennefer in that boat with that Ehuertoax brought up.
Uh-huh.
There's another Witcher there that's helping carry the bodies.
I don't know. It's fine. It doesn't matter. But he's not really consequential to any of this.
No.
But I just liked learning more about what Kaer Morhen was like before it was attacked. And I liked learning why it was attacked. Good old piece of shit medieval people being shitty.
Politics.
And stupid.
Shitty medieval
Yeah.
politics.
Yep. Hey, I mean, it works.
Would you say that Vesemir's teacher, I can't remember his name at all.
It started with a D. Fucking shit. Yeah, wait, sorry. It's
Deglan?
That was Deglin.
Deglin.
Deglin was
Yeah,
his name.
something like that.
Yeah.
By the way, voice acted. He was the same voice actor that voice acts for Dracula, and the voice actor for Hector is who voice acts for Vesemir.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's cool.
Sorry.
Do you think do we want to give a brief plot synopsis before I ask this question?
Yeah, that's fine. So at the beginning, so Vesemir is already a Witcher. It does kind of show his origins. So like as a kid, he was just a poor kid that worked for his father in helping with like from what I
Sick
gathered,
people and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
he served the
his
Lord
father is like
And a lady. His father
Yes.
was like a servant, and so was he.
Yeah, his father was a servant, and he was a really shitty servant. Like his father, and
They were like
their
in charge of
lords,
changing
he was-
bedpans and shit
Yeah,
like
he's a
that.
piece of shit. He was there with another girl who he liked. Obviously, they were best friends. But they were basically what you would call boyfriend and girlfriend, I guess. They were like childhood boy and girl, like, super close friends that probably eventually would grow up and be, together, but it doesn't really matter. But Deglin comes there because his lord's wife is possessed by what was that thing? It's basically possessed by like a demon or something.
Like a weird spider demon thing.
Yeah, I forgot the exact lore full name. Yeah,
It was calling her.
We're sucking it.
It was
doing this.
causing her like hallucinations and shit like that.
Yeah, exactly. It was just tormenting her. So they he basically sees Deglin do it and like exorcise it and kill the thing. And as he's leaving, he's like, he asks him to take him with you or Vesemir asked Deglin to take him with him. He says no, but knowing that he threw a coin at him to try to be like, look how much money I fucking make.
Wasn't it a mare that possessed her?
I really can't remember. It's been 2
I
weeks
can't
since I've
remember
seen
either.
it now. I'm sorry.
Okay.
It's not. It doesn't really. I don't think it's consequential. It doesn't matter. But then he follows him to Kaer Morhen the next day after talking to his girlfriend that I also don't remember the name of anymore because again, it's been 2 weeks.
It's like
I should probably look it up. I should probably look
Ileana.
Yes. Yeah, that was her name. Yeah, damn. Good job, Chris.
I saw it last
I watched it the night it came out, so sorry. Yeah, it was Ileana. Totally, it definitely was. But yeah, he goes with him. He goes with him, and he follows him. Well, he doesn't go with him, but he follows him to Kaer Morhen the next day. And it basically it shows a little bit of his training.
We go through the trial of Crassus.
Yep, I liked to see that.
That was intense too. He just wakes up in this fucking swamp.
Yes.
And then all the kids are getting fucking murdered immediately.
Oh yeah, that scene was
by the monsters.
Brutal.
Even like the kid who lost his arm, he's like, "I promise you're gonna make it."
Mm-hmm.
It was.
Oof. Yeah, it was fucking brutal. It was.
I like how they took their Witcher coins, their Witcher coin necklaces, and would hang them up with blood in like the center of Kaer Morhen for all the new kids to see.
Yeah. It
was fucked up.
Yeah. But yeah, I liked a lot of it. Like, it's extra lore. Again, I liked seeing the actual trial of the Grasses, like being able to see all the shit that they fucking go through to become a Witcher and be mutated. It was really interesting to see visualized because you only ever hear about it. I mean, I guess quote. Well, never mind. I don't want to say anything spoilery about Witcher 3 for Jake, but
yeah, I know what you mean. You don't really get an in-depth look at it, though.
No, you see what they do, but you don't see what happens to people when it happens.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, after that, it goes back to present day with Vesemir talking to Philivandrel, the elf, who ends up being the elf that kidnaps, or the elf that the Sylvan takes Dandelion and Geralt to, and ends up letting them go. But that's the same elf from that story, which I thought was cool. It's a little interesting.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah. But he's talking to him. Philivandrel's telling Vesemir that a lot of elven women have gone missing for a while, and Vesemir basically is like, "Yeah, I can't help you because you're not going to pay me." Long and short of it, basically. And he's like, "Why? Fuck you then. Fine. I'm not going to pay you. Fuck you." And then he just he leaves to go investigate himself. Then we get back to Kaer Morhen, where Vesemir and some of the older Witchers are. Vesemir is put in charge of fencing training, and he's not happy about it. And during all this, they're like, there's a sorceress who's trying to convince the king that they need to get rid of the Witchers because they're causing them trouble, basically.
They're corrupted and they're evil.
Yeah, they're corrupted and evil and shitty, and she thinks that their only purpose is to keep killing monsters so that they can make all this money and shit.
Exploit the peasants who
exploit
have
the
no
peasants.
money and have nothing.
Yeah. Which unfortunately kind of turns out to be true because during the course of the investigation, so I think it was in an act to kind of to see what the fuck is going on in that forest. The sorceress and Vesemir go to investigate because the Leshen was talking to Vesemir and told him to stay away from its lair, right? But he was like, "Well, that's fucking weird because Leshens don't talk and they don't have lairs." So they go back together. He and the sorceress. They realize that there's some magical shit going on. There's a big old illusion that hides a fortress that this elf and I can't remember what she's crossbred with. They don't know what the fuck is going on, but there's her
name was Kitsu, right?
Yes, her name was Kitsu, but I can't remember what she was crossed with. It was she was crossed with a
with that same demon thing that was like the mayor.
was it?
Yeah, because it was like swimming around in the tank, and they were like, everybody's died.
Oh
for
yeah,
her.
okay,
So
no,
she was
yeah,
crossed
okay, yeah,
with it, and that's why
she was
could
crossed
do
with
the
a mare,
illusions.
and she was super powerful and magical to create. Like she created a lot of illusions and could make people see shit and stuff. They kind of have a little fight with a weird fucking basilisk thing that they say also is like they literally like they're like, man, that's the weirdest basilisk I've ever seen. They fight it, they kill it. They chase Kitsu back into like her lair,
Which was an abandoned school.
which was an abandoned elven school that you basically get to see the remnants of, and you get to see all the dead elves.
Kitsu was an elf. She was an elven girl.
That's
Yeah.
no, that's what we said.
But she was
Okay.
like mutated.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was mutated with a mare.
Was it a mare?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
mare DNA,
That's
basically.
what, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry, but yeah. So they go there. They discover all the as the sorceress is telling Vesemir how much of a piece of shit he is because he's all the atrocities that witchers commit. They then walk into this place that has nothing but slaughtered elves all over the place, and he's like, "Oh yes, you're talking to me about morals and moral code." As they're standing in a graveyard of elves because of humans killing elves because they're elves. But they then find a body of recently killed elven women, and they're like, "Oh, okay, that's fucked up." And Vesemir like clicks in Vesemir's head. He's like, "Oh shit, these are the elven women that Philavandra was telling me about." They investigate a little more and find that there was some alchemy going on that only witchers knew, or like the sorcerers who turned young boys into witchers like could do. Like he saw all the stuff in the basement.
Yeah, like all the shit that they inject you with, and potions and poisons and bullshit.
Yeah, it was like a modified trial of the grasses, basically, to mutate these people and cross them with other monsters and beings and stuff like that. Philavangel is there, and rescuing a little girl, a little female girl elf that is in the middle of being crossbred.
She's
And,
like starting to turn into another Kitsu.
Yeah.
And I guess they called her Kitsu, but it comes from like the Japanese folklore Kitsune, which is a creature that can turn into a fox. And Kitsu does turn into a fox right around that avalanche, if you remember that part.
Oh yeah, totally.
That's right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
And
I
then-
think I was looking at my phone for when they started calling her that name, and I don't think I caught exactly why they started calling her that. I thought that was just her name, so never mind.
And then apparently, the king that Tetra kept going to and talking about killing was a direct descendant of Ciri.
Fuck, what?
I was looking up just the
You mean
characters
an ancestor?
of Ciri. That's what I said. As a direct ancestor.
You
of
said a
Ciri.
descendant. You said a descendant.
Oh, excuse me. He's a direct ancestor of Ciri.
So was he the
King-
Cintran king?
King Dagored of Kaidoin is a direct
Okay.
ancestor. Dagored's granddaughter Ellen married King Corbett.
Ellen
of
Rian. Oh, okay.
King
And
married
that's where
King
Ciri
Corbett.
gets Ellen in her middle as one of her names, right?
Mm-hmm. She married King Corbett of Sintra, and they had a son named
Did you just
Dagorod.
look this shit up?
No, like I said, I was looking up the names of the characters so I would know that. And
Okay,
it was like
all right,
top
all right,
10
that's-
things you might not have caught.
Okay. I did not do that, but I appreciate you coming back just in time to do this.
Yeah. Anyways, Dagored's granddaughter Ellen married King Corbett of Sintra, and together they had a son they named Dagorod after his grandfather. Dagorod was eventually succeeded by his only child and heiress, Calanthe. So there you go.
So he's the great grandfather of Ciri.
Yes.
Okay, cool. But anyway, so I guess at this point, shortly thereafter, when does Vesemir meet? What's her name again? Right after this, right?
Who?
He goes to
Ileana?
meet Ileana right after this, right?
Like he goes to that bar, and he and his friend are drinking, and then they get arrested because a knight picks a fight with them. It's like, leave, you piece of shit.
And that was after this.
Yeah, but you missed the part where where what's her name, Tetra destroys the.
Yeah, we were getting there. Yeah, so Tetra destroys this place, right? She destroys it, but tells Kitsu that Witchers destroyed it.
Mm-hmm.
That Vesemir destroyed the place. Boldly just lies to her. And then I guess I'll be honest, I can't remember if it was right before this or right after this, but yeah, it cuts to Vesemir drinking in a bar with the red-haired Witcher, and this fucking knight goes in there and starts cussing them out.
Yeah, it was before this because that's why they were both there together. Yeah, that's why they were there together.
Okay, sorry. But yes, he goes there. He gets in a fight with a knight. They get arrested. This was another reason why Tetra was telling the king, the Witchers are fucking shitty.
Execute them.
Yeah. Executed. She was telling them to execute. So the person that she was arguing with the entire time, in the courtroom, who disagreed with Tetra the whole time, was actually 70-year-old Ileana.
Yep, but it's not revealed for a while.
It's not revealed until Ileana comes and gets Vesemir out of jail.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, the lady wants to meet with you, and he goes in the room and they start talking, and she says something to him that only, Ileana would know. And then it reveals holy shit, that's old ass Ileana. Oh my God. That actually surprised me. I was like, oh fuck, that's awesome. And it was such an amazing way of showing how much slower Witchers age versus humans, and how old Vesemir is at this point, how long he's been a Witcher. It was such a much better way than doing that, thing, that lazy thing that movies and TV shows do, and they're 75 years later, and then you're just it was so much better because you're like, oh shit, because you've been seeing that old lady since the fucking first scene. After the Witcher, after the battle with the Leshen, you've been seeing her the whole movie up until about halfway through when that's revealed. It's awesome.
And it kind of explains
it was really well executed.
Why she always kind of was giving the Witchers
she sided with the Witchers the whole time and defending them. No, they're still people, because she knew that Vesemir left to go to Kaer Morhen to become a Witcher when he left when they were 12. Right?
Yeah, if
they're 12 or 13, maybe.
I'm going to stop reading that website because it talks about Season of Storms.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah, there's yeah.
They call her Lady Zerbst instead of Ileana.
Yeah, because that was her husband's name.
Yeah, but that's why you don't know who she is, because they call her by her.
Yeah, exactly. And
they're always
that was really well hidden and really well written. I liked that a lot.
And Tetra really plays into if they only knew your past, they wouldn't respect you, and it makes sense.
Yeah.
That comment in hindsight, because Ileana's a nobody, basically.
She was a servant. Yeah, she was a servant who went to another household to become a servant and ended up marrying the son of the Lord.
She went to that other household because the original household was destroyed. It was raised by monsters or.
Oh, okay. I don't remember. I didn't remember that, but okay.
She sent that letter and said, don't return. There's nothing here for you now. Don't come back.
That's right. That was right. That was when Vesemir was still struggling with whether or not he wanted to be a Witcher after he had gone through a little bit of the training, after all his friends were killed.
Yeah, and they started giving him those fucking injections and shit, and he was laying in the dungeon.
It was really nice because it was showing him read it before he decided to go through with the trial grasses or not.
Mm-hmm.
It was, the monologue of her writing it while he's reading it, and it shows him also going through all the mutations after he's decided to go through with it when she says there's nothing to come back to.
Yeah.
Also really great scene. Fantastic.
The storytelling in this is really, really good,
it's well
honestly.
Done.
Yeah, for only an hour and 20-minute long movie, it was perfect. Perfect length.
I think that I'm getting a little bit ahead of us, but I think it'd be amazing if we could get a series similar to Castlevania that's showing what's going on after the movie.
I would not count that out.
Because that would be so
With how
fucking badass. It would be
Yeah.
just... And the director who did Castlevania is not doing it anymore, so this could be his new pet project, which would be...
Well, he's not doing the spin-off. He's doing... if they continue... Yeah,
We don't know
that's
that
right. They
it's-
did move on. They don't know if they're... We don't know if they're ever coming back to the Castlevania we've seen.
Yeah.
But they're taking a break from it, yeah. So, I don't know. If he has passion for The Witcher, then sure,
Please.
I'd be down. But yeah, I don't know that if he does. But, yeah, I mean... So okay, so anyway, this basically she uses Tetra uses this as a way to convince Kitsu to help her. And what is that? What's the last thing that drops before the king is like, "Yep, fuck it, just kill him."
They bring the red-haired guy to the court and say that this is the guy. This is the guy that's murdering all these peasants. It's him. We know it's him. And he's all like,
"That's right.
What?"
Yeah, she was using Kitsu to kill peasants." Like telling monsters to kill them, and then she said that it was this guy's fault.
Yeah, and he was just completely unaware of what's going on, and the king doesn't listen to Lady Zerbst. So his name was Luca. That's what it was. And
God damn.
They
Chris with the memory tonight.
Atta boy.
They just fucking in the middle of him
Just chop
being
his head off right there.
Yeah, I don't understand. He goes, snaps his fingers, and off with his head.
Yep. And then while that was happening, Vesemir is returning to Kaer Morhen, confronting Deglin in the basement.
Yeah, where they do
when
the
he's
mutations.
now where they're doing the mutations, and Deglin admits to basically being like, we've got to make sure that our future is secure.
And he's
If
manufacturing monsters.
if we kill all the monsters, then they're just going to kill us. Then we're putting ourselves out of business.
Yep.
By killing all the monsters or whatever.
And Vesemir's has
Vesemir's
huge
that's
problems
not.
with that.
Yeah, he's like, that's not at all. That's not the point.
That's
Doesn't
not what
matter if
exist
we
for.
put ourselves out of business. Yeah, exactly.
And Deglin just does not agree with that. He wants to secure the future of Witchers and their livelihood. And they have this huge fucking battle. And in the middle of this battle, one of the mages
Sorcerers.
the sorcerers comes down, and he's like, "You guys got to stop. You got to see this. Come up." And they look out and they see Tetra with this huge fucking army of pissed off peasants out in front of the bridge of Kaer Morhen. Because the king was convinced after executing Luca that we got to just go to war with the fucking Witchers and eradicate them because they're problematic. Right? Am I forgetting something?
Yeah,
No, you're right on track.
Well, I mean, to be fair, the king the whole time has just been like,
apathetic. He's just looking at his own reflection and, twiddling his mustache, not giving a shit.
Yeah.
He's like, bring proof, because he doesn't want to make a decision himself.
Yeah, and the proof was just bringing the red-haired Witcher who had killed the knight in the bar.
But then, when they're up there, Ileana shows up and is like, Tetra's about to assault you guys. You guys gotta fucking get ready. Get your shit together, bro. Basically.
Yeah.
And Vesemir's when he... I like the scene where Vesemir and Ileana kiss. Even though she's 70, she's like, but I'm a 70-year-old woman. He's
even though she's old as fuck, he doesn't care. He's
he looks like he's 20. And he's kissing this old lady. But it's perfect because as kids they loved each other.
That was a really, really great scene. That was good.
And it just showed that age didn't matter to them. And then Ileana's like, no, I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna go down with the kids.
I wouldn't say age didn't matter. I'd say physical appearance because they're basically the same age.
Well, yeah,
you're right.
They're physical. Yeah,
you know what I mean. Their body's age.
Yes.
But you're definitely more on track with that. I just like how Vesemir and Deglin had to put their bullshit aside for the greater good, even though Vesemir, I would imagine, probably fully intended to kill Deglin.
Oh yeah,
after
100%.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about that fucking battle? What was that? Was that thing?
It was awesome.
That huge fucking muscular thing. That wasn't a griffin. What the fuck was that?
It was. I don't know. I think it was some other monster that Deglin made.
Yeah, that big one that Vesemir flew up into the air to fight. That one.
I have seen that it was so well planned out that the skeleton from that monster is still in Kaer Morhen in Witcher Season 2.
Ooh, really?
Yes.
Wow.
Oh, I can't wait to see that. Oh, because it was so badass.
See it in the set. You can see it in the set photos with Ciri and Lambert.
But when the fight begins, Tetra opens this huge portal, and then on the other side in the swamp, Kitsu is there, and she opens a portal too, so that there's like a two-way thing, and all the monsters from the swamp just sprint up through this portal, and there's just like a sea of like horrific monsters that just go sprinting ahead of the peasants to attack the Witchers, and it was just ridiculous. There's like huge flying fucking basilisks and all kind of fucking crazy.
Yeah, the only thing I had an issue with was that half the Witchers were wielding axes.
Right.
Well, they were fighting peasants. That's the only thing I would say, is that they were prepped to fight peasants.
No, but Witchers don't use axes.
I guess.
That's my only pet peeve. I was watching and I was like,
maybe they did before this attack. Maybe
before Vesemir, just because maybe Vesemir didn't know how to use an axe.
Yeah, maybe
he just taught Geralt and Lambert and Eskel just to use swords. Maybe that's fair.
Benefit of the doubt.
That's fair.
He just trained him in what he knows how to do.
That's fine. All right, I'll accept that.
I have a quick question. I thought basilisks were giant snakes.
No, you only think that because of Harry Potter.
Yeah, and
basilisks are basically reptilian chickens.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not dragonish.
They're flying reptilian chickens.
Okay, I just thought of. You're right. You are 100% right.
You'll see a basilisk in Witcher 3. You'll see.
You are 100% right. I only thought a basilisk was a snake because of Harry Potter.
Yeah. I'll do some research.
But no. So like the battle goes down, and during this whole battle, Ileana just decides, she's like, "Where are the kids? Where are the ones that are still being trained? I'll take them down into the cellars and protect them."
Mm-hmm. And she's treating them like kids in the thing, like, "Come close to me, be brave. All right, be quiet."
And then we see this bald-headed motherfucker walk in, and instantly I'm like, "I know who the fuck that is."
Yeah, oh yeah. When I knew Lambert, and I knew that was Geralt, and he was pale as fuck.
I knew that was Geralt as soon as I saw that he was bald and super pale. Yep. I was like, he went through extra mutations. That's why he's bald and has no hair. Or that is extra white and has no hair. I knew it instantly.
That and the way that Ileana said, "You tried to escape, didn't you?"
And he smiles like
he's like, "Yeah, I did."
Yeah.
I'm like,
"Yeah, that was pretty."
That's funny. Geralt. That has to be Geralt.
I like how we all were on the same page with that.
Yeah. Oh, that was great to see young Geralt. I would like to see young Geralt. Maybe like a 45-minute to an hour special about his training and
do a fucking series.
I'm
about
sure
his
they're
training,
going to do a bunch. They're going to do a bunch of stuff, dude.
Do what, Chris?
I want to see a series about it, like season 1 of the prequel fucking anime thing
of like Geralt from as Vesemir, like in Vesemir's age, like when he's 50.
Yeah, see his training and see him go through adolescence and be, fucking edgelord Geralt.
I was gonna say, I know this kid was a pain in the ass to train too.
Yeah,
he had to be.
It had to, like, there's so much potential there because he's so talented. I could just see him being like a little shit, biting off more than he can chew, and Vesemir has to come in there and save his ass.
It's probably why he loves Ciri so much. He sees himself in her.
In European bestiaries and legends, a basilisk is a legendary reptile reputed to be a serpent king who can cause death with a single glance. According to the Naturalis Historia of Pliny the Elder, the basilisk of Cyrene is a small snake, but it shows a lot of basilisk art. This is so fucking weird looking. I'm gonna have to screenshot this. We'll have to post this on Instagram or something because this is fucking weird. There's one image that I sent to you guys.
You know something? I just had an idea. I'll have to remember that to talk about after the podcast.
For an episode. By the way, a basilisk is a species of lizard.
Okay.
As well. A plumed basilisk and a brown basilisk. So, also closely related is a cockatrice, which is a feathered basilisk, pretty much. At least it looks like in here, but that picture is it's something, isn't it?
There are cockatrice in.
It looks like a.
Yeah, there's cockatrices in The Witcher 3 as well.
It looks like an old-timey newspaper article comic.
Yeah. Yeah, here's another one.
Interesting.
But regardless, it has a chicken head, and a lot of times it has a wing. It has
looks like
wings
the
and a serpent tail.
But,
yeah.
But anyway, getting back to the story we're talking about, the witches eventually are overrun by the sheer number of fucking enemies and like monsters and
demons
shit.
And spirits and ghouls and stuff like that.
Yeah, like wraiths and all kinds of fucking bullshit that they're having to fight all at once. So they get overwhelmed. And Vesemir decides, I'm gonna go down and find Ileana. So he goes down to the basement of this fortress where Ileana and the kids are. And that's where Tetra is, and she ambushes Ileana because they have beef. She decides, I'm gonna fucking kill that bitch. And she has all these guards and shit, like knights, basically. And
they're holding all the sorceresses at Kaer Morhen hostage.
Yes, and they're about to execute them. And Vesemir takes his fucking potion of badassery. That's not what it's called, but that's basically what it amounts to. And he goes down in there, and right when he's about to just fucking massacre all of them, all the guards, and fucking kill Tetra, fucking Kitsu comes down and puts an illusion on his head and sends him off into this other world where he's like
living his best life with Ileana.
Like different lives, and they some of them are fucked up. Like he's drinking at the bar, telling stories about like their exploits,
and they're all drinking blood.
Yeah, and eventually you think he gets out of it, and he goes and he fucking just immediately eradicates the shit out of the guards, and then him and not Kitsu, him and Tetra have this like fucking badass fight where she's using sorcery, and archery to try to fucking kill him, and he's just like cutting these arrows in half and deflecting them and doing all this crazy shit. And eventually you think, he won. They do this thing where, like when you said earlier, he gets his arm cut off. Like they do this.
Yeah, it was in that part of the fight. It looked like he just sacrificed it as a necessary thing. Like,
yeah,
if I lose my arm here, at least I get to kill her.
Yeah, he does like this fucking stab. Like he thinks he cut her head off in the hallucination, but later, when the hallucination falls away, you see that he actually stabbed Ileana with his sword straight through her chest, and she's And then you realize that Tetra wasn't actually even in the fight at all, and that it was all just an extra deep hallucination that he was unable to perceive.
We're talking like Inception levels of hallucination.
It was a shock. I was like, oh shit. And she's like fatally fucking wounded.
Oh yeah. There was no coming back from that one.
And then Tetra attacks Vesemir from behind doesn't she shoot him with an arrow?
I don't think he ever got hit by an arrow.
I don't think he ever got hit, yeah. No, he did, because I remember he snapped it.
Yeah. And she reveals that she's actually like the daughter of some sorceress that got like cheated by a witcher or something, and that's why she has like this fucking grudge
against the witcher.
Mm-hmm. And she's about to fucking kill him when Deglin, who's mortally wounded, comes down and just fucking
yeets his axe.
Yeah, straight through, and it hits her in the shoulder and cuts straight through her collarbone and like basically deep down to her heart from behind, killing her. And she just plops down, and the last word she says is just "so," and then Deglin, talking to Vesemir, says something like, "To find the children who have fled by this point and make them into better men," or something like that. Like,
he basically, he's like, I fucked
do
up,
better,
and this is
do better.
He basically is like, be better than me. In such short words, you basically get like, he's realized he fucked up, and that this is his fault.
Yeah.
And that he needs Vesemir to teach the children to be better men than he was.
Yeah,
and then he just plops and dies.
Exactly. Like, don't just be about the coin, be about a service to you.
Yeah.
But the coin is still a major part.
Yeah, the biggest part of why I really liked this a lot is the character growth between Vesemir during this, because literally he's just showering himself in coin. He doesn't give a fuck about anything other than coin. Doesn't care. He's like, I'm getting paid. Yeah, fuck yeah. Give me all this money. And he's living this like luxurious.
Yeah, he's like, these luxuries don't pay for themselves.
Exactly. And then by the end of this, he's like, fuck that. He gets it. Like, it doesn't matter. That shit isn't what matters.
It's all superficial.
And what did you guys think
Yes, exactly.
when Vesemir was like fleeing Kaer Morhen, but as it's burning down, and he looks up and he sees Kitsu as a fox on the rafters, and then Ileana's like, she didn't choose this, and Vesemir lets her live, and he like carries her, and she's mortally wounded. I will remind you to the lake.
That moment where Ileana tells him like she didn't choose this might be like a huge cornerstone in defining his teachings to like Geralt and the rest of them. Because throughout the books, Geralt's like, if I can sit down, and basically it's not the way he says it, but if I can sit down and realize this is a person, this is something that doesn't deserve to die, I'm not going to kill it. Are you sentient,
or are you just a mindless monster?
Exactly.
Yes.
That drives that point.
Geralt
hard.
doesn't see monsters. He doesn't see monsters as non-human or like you would define
enemy.
A monster, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, because humans can be monsters to Geralt.
Mm-hmm.
That's his first. The first monster he kills is a human being,
a rapist,
as a Witcher.
And so like, what instantly comes to mind for me is that short story in one of the first two books where he's tasked with killing this beast that lives in a castle, which is it's basically like
it's basically Beast from Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, it's Beast from Beauty and the Beast. His whole palace is enchanted.
By the way, that story's coming in season 2.
Nice.
That guy's played by Tormund.
Ooh.
No shit.
That's cool. I can't wait.
Yes. Yeah.
But anyways, he gets tasked with killing this beast he just randomly comes across him, I think.
Yeah. He finds some dead people and keeps coming, and then stumbles upon their house.
Yeah.
Because they picked one of his roses.
Yep.
Then you go through the garden.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, he sits down and talks with this beast, this monster, quote unquote.
But they have a fight first, right? Like, doesn't the monster attack him?
He tries to scare him off.
Okay. Yeah, they never fight, but he sits down.
Geralt's immediately like, okay.
They show the beast shows hospitality to Geralt, and he's like, all right, good luck. And I think he even tries to help him because he's cursed, obviously.
Yeah.
So the beast is like, no, I'm good. But it's just so cool to see how Geralt's like, no, there's no black or white. Everything's gray.
And it really, I like your point, because you can really see where that kind of thought would be instilled from this moment.
Yeah, it was a huge detrimental point for Vesemir.
I 100% agree. I think that he's going to teach them what's in here is what makes something a monster.
Truly.
Yeah. Not what's, not the outside. It's what's inside that makes a monster.
Mm-hmm.
But Vesemir takes Ileana to a lake. And in the beginning, Ileana's always saying, like, she wants to, marry her husband and have a nice house by a beautiful lake. And, like, their kids will play and frolic and all that shit. And he takes her to this lake where they share, like a moment together. Like, oh, it's beautiful. Oh, and then she dies peacefully beside him. Mm-hmm. And that just...
That's the first time you see him. Like,
he suck a man tear back into my eye. Like,
he cried, right? He does it. He cries in the movie,
does,
right?
Yeah.
Right after that, yeah,
totally.
It was gut wrenching.
He has like an ugly cry right there, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that was like a really good way to be like. That's when he can finally express, like, obviously the pain of losing her, but everything that happened at Kaer Morhen and this, like, the last few days. He finally lets it out.
That's his moment to grieve.
And
yeah. But then he remembers, because she says where the 3 boys are going.
Mm-hmm.
And then he remembers, like, oh, fuck. All right, I've got to harden up and I've got to find them.
I got to go get those kids.
And he does.
Yeah.
And I like the scene where he took that bag of medallions and he throws it down and he gives them a choice. Like, do you want to continue and be Witchers or do you want to walk away?
Yep.
Yeah, that was huge too. Like, you have a choice. I'm giving you a choice right here, right now. You go.
One of the kids says something like, "Everyone's gonna hate us," and he says something like, "There will always be more monsters, Geralt." I think it was Geralt that said,
Geralt says they're all gonna hate us.
Yeah. And it was deep. It was
it stuck really well to like.
It was just
Sapkowski's storytelling method. It stuck really well to that.
It was really nice. Yeah,
having recently gone through all of the books, like literally just finished them. I didn't even watch that until after I finished the books.
He was scared there's going to be spoilers. I'm like, no,
I
not.
I
I
felt like I hadn't earned it yet, if that makes sense.
Hadn't earned it?
I hadn't earned it yet. That's why when I watched all of Dragon Ball Z, I had to watch GT before I started Super. Because I was like, I have to suffer like everyone else did before I'm able to enjoy it. But no, like I said, I had just finished, literally that day, I had just finished the last book. I can't remember the name. It's slipping my mind right now.
Lady of the Lake.
Lady of the Lake, that's right. I had just finished it that morning. And so I was like, all right, I'm going to watch Nightmare of the Wolf now. And the way the story of the movie just kind of kept in the spirit of Sapkowski and the way he tells stories was really nice. There was all these moving pieces that all conjoined into one right at the end.
It was beautiful, honestly. Mm-hmm. Do you guys think we missed anything on the movie? Is there any other points that you can think of that we need to go over?
No, even if we did, I mean, we it's fine. I mean, I honestly, I thought it was a great movie. I thought it was really good.
I'll watch it again
even if you're not, if you are a Witcher fan, watch it. If you're not a Witcher fan, watch it.
Yeah, it's good. It's good entertainment regardless.
Yeah, it's fantastic. If you're an anime fan, watch it.
Mm-hmm.
And then go watch Castlevania. Because it's just as good.
Allie made a point that she's like, this kind of reminds me of like Avatar: The Last Airbender's animation style. I was like, yep, it's Western anime. I like Western anime a lot. There's few of them.
I like that it has its own it has its own style, and it's not just copying Japanese anime.
Yep, and that's why I call it Western anime. It's great. I appreciate it, the effort, and I'd love to see more of it. All of it that I've seen so far: Avatar: The Last Airbender, Castlevania, this show. It's all great. So,
do you think that it will open? Like, do you think there's room to make another movie, or would you prefer a show? Like a series?
I prefer an anime series.
I'd prefer a movie.
Why would you prefer a movie?
I'd prefer a movie because I like... With a series, you have so much more room to make a misstep or something that throws a lot of things off. Whereas in a movie, you have a constricted, quote-unquote, time slot that you're trying to fit.
Like it has to be more concise.
But I also see the flip side where you either over-explain or under-explain things and leaves error. So I don't know. Personally, I would prefer a movie, but I can see why others would want a series.
I could see a series
maybe a mini
followed
series
by a movie to bridge the gap.
Yeah. I think a miniseries, like a 4 or 5 parter.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Be bad. With like 45 minutes to an hour per episode.
Yeah, totally. That
wouldn't be too bad.
That would be badass.
I don't need a season of like 12 episodes. Just give me 45 minutes to an hour. I think
the way Castlevania handles it is really nice. I mean,
yeah, they did.
Those are 30-minute, like 8-minute or 8 episode seasons.
Yeah,
I mean, I think the last two have been 10. But it was 4 and then 8 and then 10 the last 2.
I didn't feel like Castlevania wasted my time at all, and I don't feel like if they did a Witcher like prequel anime series about Geralt growing up, basically, and like Vesemir's teachings, it would just be cool.
I don't even care. It could be about Vesemir, just like right after this. I don't give a fuck. It could be before this. I have a lot of Geralt that I have. I've got all the games and all the books. So
I'd like to learn more about
learning about Vesemir,
Emir, and how he came to be, and stuff about Aroden, how he came.
Yeah, I would like to see that too.
That would be badass.
So there's, I think Netflix has hit a really strong point in nerd culture.
Yeah, they got a gold mine.
As long as they're doing it right. And with things like The Witcher and Castlevania, we can see that, hey, okay, we need to find people who are deeply invested into this and work with them and make it work.
I think the way they're going about it is they're finding people who care about the source material to make these things.
Yes, because that's...
So even if they do deviate, they're still done well.
Mm-hmm.
And it's I like the way they're going about it.
I like that it doesn't feel these things are rushed. It doesn't feel like the people who are producing it are forced to under the constraints of Netflix's timeline. It seems like Netflix works with them and is flexible with the timeline.
Yeah,
so
get
that they
it
get
done,
the story
make it
just right.
Yeah, I mean, take Witcher season 2. It's
been like 2
2
years.
since
Exactly.
the first one came out. Yeah,
That's where I'm actually that's where I'm drawing this
That could also have
thought from.
something to do with COVID, but whatever.
I'm sure it does.
no nonsense. Shut up.
But-
all right, Jake, tell us about Witcher 3.
All right, I started the game. I'm going to start with my very short list of negatives first. I can't control Geralt for shit.
That will come.
It's coming.
It's not the only
slowly.
thing.
It's slowly coming with time and practice, but it's an early Xbox One game, so I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt of that. He's just very loose, very floaty. His controls, the control for him is very haphazard. I try and run like maybe 5 feet to my horse and hop on, but I can't because I missed the very specific, precise location that I can to mount Roach. So just little things like that. I suck ass at parrying. I really hope that comes with time because I fucking suck at parrying.
How many games have you played with that fighting style?
With a parry?
It's like it's Dark Souls kind of combat.
So
you
this
target
is
an enemy
this is
and there's a block.
what did I tell Allie the other night? I said this is my first big boy video game. This is my very first big boy video game
That's so funny.
because I've
That's a great
played
way to put it.
I've played Kingdom Hearts, and that's a hack and slash with very minimal blocking. It's a hack and slash, and I was talking with you last night. I can't treat this game like a hack and slash. I can't.
Yeah,
It's not a hack and slash. You have to watch patterns. You have to watch the
you have to learn.
Yes, I have to learn the game.
You have to think about it.
When's the best time to attack? When should I be parrying? When should I be dodging? Those are things that are completely foreign to me right now. So
the best part about that is that's the Witcher experience.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you're learning
Witchers don't
as
just
you play.
Fucking whip their sword around willy-nilly.
No,
right? So,
throughout the book,
Witchers have to think
every movement, every parry, every feint, every pirouette was explicitly detailed throughout the book. So you have to know when to do the right move. So it's definitely there's a learning curve for me. I'm playing on like the normal difficulty, I guess.
So it's plenty punishing then if you're playing it on normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's already died a few times.
I've already died
That's fine.
several times. My first death, I don't count though.
Did you die to the griffin?
No, I was standing on
that.
I was
Chris,
standing...
no. All right, let Chris try to guess your first death.
Okay, yeah.
I can't. I don't know. I have.
It
no
happened
idea.
within 10 minutes of me starting the game.
Less than
Were you
that.
killed by a
probably.
random fucking bandit?
Nope.
Did you kill yourself
He
on
jumped
accident?
he jumped off the balcony.
It jumped
Oh,
At Kaer Morhen.
at Kaer Morhen.
3 seconds into the gameplay.
damn!
I was like, I wonder if
Didn't
I
even
can.
unlock the door to go downstairs yet.
I was like, I wonder if I could stand on this balcony ledge. Oh, I missed.
welcome to The Witcher 3. And then I'm like, you should go check out the balcony before you go downstairs. He walks out there like, and then fucking just jumps off it.
Damn!
It's on the stream. It's on
on Twitch. It won't take you long to get there.
Yeah, by the way, Jake is streaming a lot of his gameplay.
Yep. Even if Matt's not able to watch, I'll stream it. If anybody who's listening wants to watch, we can throw my Twitch username and link to my profile down there if you guys want to.
Yeah, you can also plug it.
A lot of the times when you've been
Twitch.com/JakeDrummer93.
a lot of the times when
I-
you've been streaming, I've just been getting the notification like at work or when I'm at school, and I'm like,
That's fine.
"Fuck, I can't watch."
I'm not streaming to gain popularity to become a big time streamer. I'm streaming so people can watch me play and watch my playthrough. That's
yeah.
I have no camera.
I wish he could just. I
barely
wish he had a
talk at
PC and could just stream it on Discord, so we didn't have to be out in public. But
Yeah.
oh well.
I barely talk at all. I'm usually dealing with my child at the same time, so you'll hear me talk to her. But anyways, I have been enjoying my playthrough. I've been enjoying all the story and the lore and the world building that I'm getting from the game.
Would you like to share what your favorite part is?
I was getting there. I haven't made too much progress. Like I said earlier, I've only gotten through the prologue. And for those of you who know the game, and I've met with Emir and talked to him about how Ciri is back and he wants me to go find her. And while Geralt was talking to Emir in Nilfgaard, in the background you see this portrait painted of Ciri
In a little pink dress.
in a pink dress, and it's so poofy and fluffy, and she is so upset in it, so disgruntled and angry, and it is my favorite thing in the entire world, and I would not have enjoyed it as much if I didn't read the books first. So I cannot thank you enough for encouraging me to read the books first.
Yeah, I really wish that I had all that knowledge before I played Witcher 3. I went in basically blind, only playing maybe 25% of Witcher 2 before I played Witcher 3.
I literally have that picture set as my lock screen wallpaper now. Anytime I'm upset or angry, I look at my phone and I see pissed off Ciri in a pink dress, and I just love it so much. But I'm definitely enjoying a lot of the playthrough. I'm having fun with it. If you're gonna come watch me on Twitch, don't come in there expecting a perfect playthrough, a perfect run, or anything like that. I'm gonna get my ass kicked.
Or even perfect stream quality.
Yeah, because I'm streaming straight off my Xbox. I don't have a solid setup right now.
It's not amazing, I'll be honest.
So just bear with me. I'm prepping to move for better financial situations, and then I can get a PC and stream properly. But
And then you can mod it out, and by then you'll have it beat, so you can just mod the fuck on that shit out of it. Walk around with clown-faced Geralt or something.
I'm going to find a mod that's got Ciri dressed up like that.
Oh my god, that'd be awesome. But unless there's anything else you guys want to touch on, I guess we can go ahead and wrap it up.
I have one little bit of, like, I guess news, technically, if you want to call it news.
Sure, go for it.
So this week was the early release / release of Sonic Colors Ultimate.
Can't wait to
Do you
hear
have
about
this?
No, I don't have it. And I will not have it for a while. It's terrible.
Really?
How do you fuck up
Happy
a remaster?
Happy, what, 30th anniversary?
30th anniversary. How do you fuck up a remaster so bad?
Wait, Jake, how do they fuck it up?
Glitches, superfluous additions to the game. Here's an example. In your standard game released this year, 2021, you would think that having a slider bar for your music and your sound effects, those should be separate, right?
I would think so.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Pretty standard.
no, it's one slider
For both?
for both.
So that they're always the same ratio.
Yep.
All right.
The music is constantly drowned out by the sound effects. There are game-breaking glitches. The new additions look like pop-up warnings on your computer, like the fake pop-up warnings, like your computer has a virus. They look like that. If you want like thorough detail as to why this game is glitchy and bad and basically terrible right now, go watch King K on YouTube. KINGK. Watch his review of Sonic Colors Ultimate.
I'm really curious now. I kind of want to
It
watch
is
that.
awful. It is embarrassing.
Speaking of awful, I got something after this.
And until they patch it, if they can even patch all this shit, I'm not getting it.
Not paying full
Which is-
price for it for damn sure, right?
Exactly. I don't want to deal with it because I've never fully finished that Sonic game. I'm honestly debating just playing it on the Wii as is because everyone that I've heard has said that this is better. It's definitive. The graphics are so shitty compared to the Wii right now.
Really, they're worse.
The textures and everything are worse. Places that were once bright and vibrant and colorful are like grayscaled and down. and vice versa. Like, if it was dark and didn't really need to be, like, highlighted, it's just super bright. Another example that comes to mind is there's this level where you're running basically on, like, a texture that's like Rainbow Road in Mario Kart.
Mm-hmm.
In the Wii, it's so cool because you just see the color lighting up on Sonic, and the light's kind of, like, reflecting off him. It's really nicely done. On the new release, the Ultimate, he just looks gray. It's so pale and awful looking. Like, it's awful.
They made so Sonic Colors, a game that's supposed to be vibrant.
They fucked with the colors.
Fun. They made it Sonic England.
I don't know what they did, but it's rough, and I feel bad for the development team or the remaster team, because I've seen a lot of them come out on Twitter and say, "Hey, we hear you guys. We're sorry. We're working on a fix. Give us time." So I feel bad for them, but it's frustrating. Every time with Sonic the Hedgehog, any new game or any remaster, I feel bad for them because
50-50 at best.
Maybe. I feel bad for them because it feels like Sega has put unrealistic expectations on these assholes and have made them rush their work. And then when they release it, they get backhanded, which pisses off the big heads.
You sure it's not the fandom that has unrealistic expectations?
No, Matt, this is very justified. If you saw some of the playthrough, there's literally game-breaking glitches that will corrupt your save files, will corrupt your game. I don't know how it got this bad, but it is this bad. So, like,
you know what that sounds like? That sounds like Madden 22 to me. That's what that sounds like.
What?
And I really want everyone listening to this to watch the Angry Joe review. It is an hour and 10 minutes of this man absolutely ripping Madden for the entire time. And it is amazing. And there is not a lie, not a single lie detected.
Okay. Angry Joe?
I got Madden. This is my first time getting it on next gen. I got it on my PlayStation. It's fucking terrible. It's terrible.
Can you say one nice thing about it?
No. The soundtrack is dog shit. It sounds like fucking SoundCloud rap that a 7-year-old listens to. It's trash. The fucking gameplay is the same it's been for 7 years. It's glitchy. I finished a game that I won and then in franchise, and then the game decided, oh no, you actually scored no points, you lost. After finishing the game. On the scoreboard, it says all the quarters I scored, and at the very end, apparently it adds up to 0.
Wow. Okay.
So I lost. It's unplayable. It's terrible. I then saw that PlayStation was accepting refunds and tried to get a refund several times. And apparently, I downloaded the game, so therefore it's not eligible for a refund.
That's garbage.
What?
Downloaded the game. Downloaded it.
So if you buy it but don't download it, you can have a refund.
Apparently.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Downloaded
it. PlayStation.
So therefore no refund, apparently. Even though I saw other people having receipts for refunds on Twitter and all that stuff. So, and at this point it's too late because I've had it for 2 weeks now, so.
You're stuck with a turd.
Yeah, I uninstalled it. It's awful.
Damn.
It's horrible.
On a brighter note,
all they did was they took the old, like, they're so fucking lazy. Angry Joe found this out, like, he saw this while he was playing the game to review it. He was playing franchise, so they slapped a new coat of paint on it. They just made everything super gray and fucking neon green. And during a transition in the franchise, like one menu to another, the same one that's been in Madden for like the last 3 or 4 years popped up for a second, and then it went away and then the new one came up.
Oh my god!
So the old one is still in the fucking game. All they did was just fucking put a paint roller over it with the new one.
That's disgusting.
Wow. And they charge you full price for that bitch.
$70.
That's my issue with Madden. If they just released Madden, and then every year you pay like
$25
to update the rosters and update the UI and shit like that, That's understandable. It's Madden. I'm never going to pay for another Madden again.
It's fucking terrible.
Wow.
It is so bad.
That's shocking, honestly.
Just watch the video. I might watch it. If you want to watch it, we can watch it after this, but it's long. That's all I'll say, but it's fucking funny. It's so bad.
In other news, and it's just going to be really brief. Did you guys hear the rumors about GBA games and Game Boy Advance games coming to the Switch?
No.
There's a lot of rumors about that.
All right, someone. That's the thumbnail. That's the thumbnail. Hold on. Jake's face,
I can send you a bunch of Reddit links to the show.
It'll be near the end. That was funny. I need someone. All right, if someone's listening, I need you to screen grab that and Photoshop a dick.
That's rude.
Please, write it.
Inappropriate.
It's not rude. Yeah, sorry. No, definitely. Whatever you do, do not screen grab that second and Photoshop a penis into his mouth. Whatever you do,
no phalluses.
Don't do it.
But yes, it's going to be coming to Pokemon Online. Not Pokemon Online. Nintendo Online.
Oh.
My bad. I'm hoping that they include Pokemon games. Is where I was going with that.
I need Sonic Advance 2.
I bet they won't. I bet they fucking won't. It'll be shitty ass old games that no one wants to play.
Like Toy
Donald
Story
Duck's
2.
Wacky Adventure.
Yeah. But I don't know. I just hope that they give it to you to buy individually.
Yeah, I would rather pay for the Game Boy Advance games.
Me too. Than pay for a service for it. I want to own it.
And they know you would pay for it. They know you would pay. So
if they want money, they should do it.
I have one last.
But they'll just re-release the one game for $60 and do nothing except for upscale it, like they did with the 3 Mario games last year.
I have one last piece before we end this, and it's literally just one sentence, and I want your guys' opinion on it. Reports from the first screening of the Batman movie claim it is a, quote, 3-hour horror movie.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yes.
I'm down.
That's my answer. Yes. I knew as soon as you started reading that, by the way.
Yep.
Me too.
Yes.
I'm excited.
Yes.
Absolutely, yes. This is exactly what I think.
Don't cut it. Don't cut it. I want 3 hours of it.
Yep. They've learned from Avengers, we'll sit in the theater for 3 hours as long as it's good.
Mm-hmm.
If this is true, all I have to say, yes.
Why, yes. Please.
All right, and on that note, on that bombshell, we're going to end now. So go follow the new Instagram account. Go follow the Twitter.
TikTok.
And
we're on all socials.
We have the TikTok. I don't know what the fuck the TikTok name is right now, or whatever the username is.
We'll have to ask Cheyenne when she comes back from the dead.
Yeah, when she's back from the dead. The Instagram, I think, is just the Nerdy as Hell podcast, all lowercase. I'm pretty sure. Twitter is at Nerdy as Hell Pod, and then the YouTube is just Nerdy as Hell Gaming is the channel. But real quick announcement. Right before we started this, I went ahead and published our Patreon account. So we have a Nerdy as Hell Gaming Patreon that you guys can go and subscribe to if you'd like. There's a $3 a month tier. No, it's $4 that what it will do for now until we expand on it a little more. It will give you your episodes a week early. So they'll be available on a day early. So they'll be available on Sunday on the Patreon website, I guess. I'm not exactly sure how you get it. I guess that's probably the way.
Do you know the way?
I knew it.
I knew it was coming.
I felt it. I felt it coming. But yeah, so if you feel the need to want to support us in any way possible, I would just like to let you know that all 100% of those proceeds will be saved up and put towards making the podcast and any of our other videos or whatever that we start making. It will go to increasing the quality.
It's all to better us, to give you a better show.
Yes, it's not, we're not trying to make a profit on it. What we're trying to do is create a vessel for you to be able to help fund the show, because I we pay for everything that happens. So like all the services I use, to produce the show and all this stuff, that's all stuff that we pay for, which obviously, I haven't minded. It's not that much money. It doesn't cost that much. It's not like an exorbitant amount. But if we can, it's just any little bit helps to increase the quality of the show for like, a new mic for somebody or a new webcam setup or a recording device or, anything.
Just increase the quality of our service that you
like I said,
are
exactly
using.
Helping us better us for you.
Yes. Because, certain upgrades like that do cost. That actually does cost money. But anyway, if you do decide to do that, awesome. We appreciate it.
We're working on figuring out tier rewards and stuff like that. So bear with us. Give us some time to figure that stuff out.
Yeah, right now there's one tier that, again, it lets you have access to the episode a day early.
But that's just the start.
Yes, that's just tier 1. It's $4. We've got more coming. I'm working on trying to get merch ready to go by the end of the year. I was going to do it with this, but I don't want you guys to have to feel like you have to subscribe for 3 months before you can get the first item.
Which is a sticker.
Yeah, sticker. So,
oh boy,
yeah,
no,
that's not.
lame.
Yeah, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Maybe one day, but yeah, if you guys decide you want to support the show, that'd be awesome.
We greatly appreciate it.
Every new patron, I will read their name at the end of the show. We'll give you a shout out.
We could do it in the beginning of the show too.
Well, yeah, we can do it at the beginning too.
You'll get a shout out regardless.
You'll get a shout out. You'll get a shout out on a video or a podcast or something. We're hoping to try to actually put out some YouTube content soonish, maybe in a couple months. We need to talk about it a little bit, but I will say, spooky time's coming,
and there might games.
Spooky games might also be coming.
Spoopy.
I'm all about the spoopy.
So keep an eye out on that. So yeah, go follow the YouTube and the Twitch account. The Twitch account I don't think has any followers right now, and not my Twitch account. Mine is Baron Don Anya. Don't follow that one. Follow the Nerdy as Hell Gaming.
You can follow that one if you want to.
I guess you can follow it if you want, but I'm pretty sure it is. Let me verify the name on it real quick. It is. Yes, it's all lowercase Nerdy as Hell Gaming. That's the Twitch. That's the Twitch account. So we might be doing some scurry live streams.
That'd be fun.
And into spooky times. But anyway, Sportscast is coming. By the time you hear this, the first episode will be out. It's going to be every Thursday. I know Jake's got a baby coming soon, so I might be alone for some episodes.
Yeah, I might be MIA for a couple episodes.
But I'll make sure to get all his picks and stuff like that. That won't be an issue. Share and like the podcast, I guess. Share it to anybody that likes The Witcher or doesn't like The Witcher. Tell them, fuck you. Here's a podcast to listen to.
Throw us out suggestions of stuff that we should talk about as well.
Yes, please do this.
Yeah, we may also use the Patreon for that as well.
Yep.
So, but yeah, with all that said, we'll see you guys next week. If we all get a chance to see Shang-Chi, then maybe we'll talk about it next week. If not, who fucking knows? Stay unapologetically nerdy. We'll see you then.
Yep.
Peace.
Bye-bye, everybody.